This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing. We are here in Las Vegas and I'm joined by Liam Beefy Smith. Liam, firstly, how are you?
Good, mate, you?
Well, good. Obviously, I've finally tracked you down. We've been trying to get this interview in for about 24 hours now, but obviously straight into it, we're here. We've just seen Canelo and Triple G, grander rivals now as a former foe of Canelo. What do you expect to see in this trilogy about Liam?
I think there's a needle in it, as you can see, and I think it's going to be a very, very exciting fight, but I think Canelo's got that bit between his teeth that he's going to make a big statement in this fight, and I mean the statement is in to do a job on Golovkin because of the needle there, but also put himself back on people's lips because he's coming off the back of a loss.
How would you summarise the Canelo-Golovkin rivalry, Liam? You and Callum, when you fought him, you never had this kind of back and forth, this intense conversations and what have you. How would you look at it as a former foe of you?
I just think this has gone on. This was a competitive rivalry because they were two of the best fighters in the world at the time. Middleweights, there was talk over it. It was like, your Liverpool, Man United, Liverpool, Man City, the rivalry, and it's because they're the two best. But when they fought, there was arguments over the first fight. Canelo probably didn't like the fact that Golovkin thought he won it. Then the rematch, they were same again. There was arguments over who won. So there's needle, and you can fully see there's needle by the way they look at each other.
Canelo coming in on the back of a Bivol loss. Golovkin will want to right the wrongs of the two previous fights. Who do you feel is more motivated headed into the trilogy?
Canelo, 100% motivated and got the needle. Probably just thinks, no, what, fuck this, I'm not having no friends this time, I've got to do a job this time. If I lose again, probably loses the aura about him, so he'll be looking to prove a point here and do a proper job on him.
Canelo has said he wants to end the career of Golovkin. With that in mind, he's obviously going for that stoppage victory. Do you expect it to be a stoppage win, whether it be for Canelo or Golovkin on Saturday?
Yeah, I do. I think he stops him. I think he breaks him down the body and then stops him on his feet later on.
Just kind of link back to yourself. Obviously, a bit of time now since Liverpool's passed. How are you feeling about things?
Yeah, just a mad one. Obviously, a win's a win. I move on now. Get that first fight out the way with Boxer and Sky Sports, and I move on now. It's a bit of a tricky fight, as in nobody knew about Hassan, but it's gone now, and nothing I can do about him. Jump on the floor or whatever he's done.
I know it isn't going to happen, but what have you made of him calling for a rematch?
Fire away. If Sky and Boxer want to pay me for that rematch, I'll take that rematch tomorrow, because I promise you he'll do the same again. He's done it in sparring, he's done it under the lights, and he'll do the exact same. But like I said, if Sky and Boxer want to pay me to rematch Hassan, then where to a sign.
We might have to have that conversation with Ben Shalom then, but moving away from that, I want to get your thoughts on Chris Eubank Sr saying he pulled Jr out of a fight with Conor Benn because of a weight clauses. Just get your thoughts on that.
That's just a mad. That's Eubank's being Eubank, you know what I mean? Take it with a pinch of salt.
If, say, that fight wasn't to go ahead, you've said you'd be happy to face Eubank Jr in the past, and it's a big name that you want to face. Say if it could be pushed back a little bit, would you step in say at the end of October or November time?
I fight Eubank November, December, anytime, anywhere. I've always said that, and I would have fought Eubank September in Liverpool if that was the case, and they all knew that, and they still know that. If they offer me the Eubank fight, I'll take it, and if I weren't here now, I'd probably have stepped in October 8th if they wanted to keep the show going.
What do you feel they've tried to gain from suggesting that he's pulled his son out?
I don't know, I really don't know. I think just the Eubanks being Eubanks. I don't think the fight's off, I really don't. Eubanks walking around eating chicken, KFC, and if that fight's off, it's fucking embarrassing. Embarrassing from him and his dad's point of view, to a sense. He's pulled him out because of the weight situation, but Eubanks walking around taking the piss, eating KFC chicken. So that's why I fully think what I said last time, he's going to weigh in 158. He can't now after doing that. He's got to make 157. A
video of Carl Brook back in the gym as well, Liam. Do you think that could be rekindled if he's taking it back?
Yeah, it could be. His last fight was with Sky and with Boxer to Amir Khan. So, yeah, of course, that could be a fight if it's back on the table, yeah.
Just get your thoughts on the Fury-Joshua talks. What's your take on seeing a potential fight?
Yeah, obviously, I think it's a big fight, a huge fight in Britain again, and I'd be excited to see it.
Right, Beefy, we're being rushed on now, so it's a pleasure as always. Thank you.
Sound on, thanks.